Hey guys and gals, what's up? This is Gimli1357 here, and I'm going to be showing you how to get the 4 most difficult achievements in Outlast 2. These achievements are Asahel, Prophet, Saint, and Messiah. That is to beat the game in under 4 hours, beat the game without hiding in any barrel or closet, beat the game on Insane, and of course the infamous beat the game on Insane without reloading the battery in your camcorder. Oh, it was a long time coming making this guide. And to begin, we're going to select New Game, go down to Insane, and it's going to warn you that it is Ultimate Heart Attack Experience, which I could attest to. Had multiple of them. Thankfully, they resuscitated me in time to make this voiceover, but it was tough. Make it through. It probably took a few years off my life. When you do play this game, though, I highly recommend that you play several times on Nightmare. At least going to different checkpoints. Thankfully, they have the checkpoint system that you can just kind of skip around to parts that you're having difficulty with, because the Nightmare difficulty is exactly the same as the Insane difficulty, except you don't die. Also, this fire extinguisher tells you to release the handle to stop and scream, which I find funny. Anyway, practicing on Nightmare is how I was able to figure out most of the dark areas in this game, which is what I'm going to be showing you in this guide, is how to navigate dark areas without using your camcorder. Weird ledge thing happened there where I just walked across instead of sidling. I don't know why that happened. Also, at the beginning here, there is this bandage. You're going to want to go ahead and pick that up, because it's always good to have those in case of emergencies. For our first little dark area, you're going to hang on to the right edge of this, and then look up into the sky once you get to the little ravine canyon type thing. That is how I have found the best way to navigate through those areas when you're walking through some type of cavernous area. Is just look up at the sky, because the sky's bright and the sky matches the ground in those situations. It's just easier. Then when you go over the fence, you're going to head down to this little area, and you're going to want to stop at this corner, because that guy will kill you if you run up to him. You can actually run up to him and he will stab you with a sword, and that's just a dumb place to die. I know from experience. Anyway, you're going to open up that door, then you're going to turn left, you're going to crawl underneath this, and again, looking kind of up at an angle, you're going to want to walk under these little wooden, like, arch things you would, like, normally see at a wedding or something. Like, I don't know what those are for, but they're there, and they kind of help you walk along this path. And you're going to find a weird statue thing, some hay, and then there's nothing else in there. It's just, don't worry about that. Then you're going to come up here and you're going to see this little rocking horse thing. You're going to stay to the right of that. I got caught up on that a lot before because I was playing at too low of a brightness level. Pro tip, turn your gamma all the way up in the settings. It doesn't help as much as it did in Outlast 1, but it's still kind of helpful. Right here, you're going to see your first interaction with Superman's mother. And then you're going to run around this little shack that's out here. Once you do that, run over to the barn that she was standing by. And, of course, run out of breath because Blake skipped every single one of his PE classes in school. He's a wimp. He can't do anything. He's even worse than the guy in the first game. Anyway, you're going to climb up here and then move along this little top area. Just stare at the light, and like, ooh, look at the pretty hay bale, and look at the bucket, and then, oh, God. Then as you start to stand up, you're going to suddenly hear, hello from the outside. I must have killed 1,000 guys. As soon as your ears stop bleeding, you're going to head over here out this window. Turn right, and then jump into this window. It's going to tell you how to use your microphone, and if you don't know how to do that, I recommend playing the game on something other than it's safe for your first try, but you know, you do you. Then you're going to crawl up to this window, count to 3, that's 1, 2, 3, then open up the window, climb out, and walk at full speed without sprinting around this outer area. Keep an eye on the guy to your left. You can kind of see him coming around the corner there. And you hear a door open. Once you hear the door open, that's your cue to kind of run forward. He spotted me that time and took a swing at me, but he missed, thankfully. Usually he doesn't even spot me and I could just run past him perfectly fine. But that time he just happened to have noticed me. If he does hit you, that's why you grabbed that bandage earlier. Go ahead and use it. But But if you don't get hit, there you go. You get to save that bandage to wrap up your arm another day. Now for this area, I've speeded up because you can't die here. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, if you've died here, please show me how. I would love to laugh at you. Then that guy's going to be like, hi, how you doing? And I'm going to be like, I'm doing terrible. How about yourself? And then you're going to climb up this little ladder, open up this little door. You're going to see that picture. Then you're going to run up these stairs. And I'm going to stop describing exactly what's going on because it's going too fast. And then you're going to fall down here and you're going to see Lynn, and Blake's going to be like, oh, Lynn, which I'm pretty sure was the subtitle for this game before they decided to drop it out because Blake says that like 40 different times throughout this entire game. And Lynn's going to tell you that everything's terrible, and you're going to be like, yeah, I know, right? And you're just going to walk forward, and then your shadow's going to start like twitching out all sorts of weird, and then you're going to realize because you're hitting buttons and stuff, but okay, that just looks weird. Anyway, you're going to just keep moving forward now, and then Lynn's going to stop moving forward, and she's going to just be like, sorry, and be like, I don't know what's happening, and then she's going to be like, they're coming after us, and you're going to be like, how you can't see anything, there's nothing there. Then when your camera comes up, make sure you turn off the night vision right away, because a fun fact, your camcorder does not use any battery unless you have the night vision on. If you pull up the camera, you can have the microphone on, you can just be zooming in and out, doesn't use that battery. The only thing that uses battery is the night vision. You're going to go into this cutscene where a whole bunch of stuff's going to happen, a bunch of people are going to die, things are going to happen, and then this lady person thing is going to come out of nowhere and choke that guy and stab him in the eye. And, you know, it's good to see that the animators from the Outlast Whistleblower DLC intro sequence are still hired at Red Barrels, because they clearly were the same people that did that. Disgusting people. After that cutscene is where you're going to run along this water, kind of zigzagging your way forward. It gets super blurry. It'll eventually clear up here and you'll be able to walk straight. You're going to want to hang to the left here. There's this little building. I don't really want to call it a house. It's not a house. It's like a shack. I'm going to open up the window of the shack, walk inside, and hey, look, there's a bandage. Go ahead and grab that for emergencies. Open the window, climb out the window, and then sprint across this little bridge here, and then just kind of hop off the side into this building. You'll get spotted, but it's no big deal. Now, use the light to your advantage here. You'll see, and right there's the door. Make sure you aim at it and run for it. That way you don't have to use your night vision to figure out where it is, because once the light fades away, it's pitch black. Now, do you want to see a magic trick? Look at the ball. There's no door. No door at the ball. Look at, and it, where'd the door come from? That's just insane. And then you're going to run forward, open that door, turn right, and you're going to run all the way down here to where this guy's at, and he's going to run towards you. If you crawl on the ground, he knocks you back up standing, which is weird, because normally people would knock you from standing to crawling, but, you know, here we are. Now, easiest way to navigate this area is to stand right at this little corner next to the garbage can and wall, and you'll see these 3 pipes on the ceiling. Aim to the dead center of the one all the way on the left, right kind of where the reflection glowy part is. You can see that's what I center myself on, and then walk forward. It kind of nudges you to the right as soon as you walk forward, but that's fine, because if you do that, you will run perfectly straight right into the open gate. You can hopefully see it in that video. Hopefully compression doesn't destroy it and things like that, but on an older TV that I remember trying to get this on, way back like 3 years ago when I first tried to get this achievement, it was impossible to see in that area. It was pitch black. So depending on your screen, it might work, might not. Now this part, you can actually walk in front of Ethan, which is interesting because he'll kind of push you the whole way there. You don't really go any faster, he just goes slower. But it's nice, instead of him walking like 20 feet in front of you, you can actually hear his dialogue. Then you're going to look at the sky, hear a Star Wars theme or something like that, and then finally it'll let you walk forward and you can hold your head, and he's going to be like, oh, hey there, boy. That's my boy. Oh, wait, no, that's a different game. Sorry. They both, you know, they talk, they're red, there's dead, it's basically the same. You're going to climb down here. You're going to find another bandage, but you can't hold it because on Insane you can only hold 2 bandages, and, you know, unless you used one earlier. If you used one earlier, go ahead and pick that one up. It may save your life. Then you're going to see Ethan and Superbad's mom just have a whole discussion, and then he's gonna spill jelly all over the place, and then she's gonna walk out, make a big entrance, exit, and then Second she leaves, you're going to make a ton of noise by breaking all this wood, and then you're going to find out that, oh, he got the strawberry jelly everywhere, that he fell asleep because he was so tired of trying to clean it up. So then you're going to just walk out of the house and leave him to that because you don't want to get stuck with that chore. That'd be terrible. So you're going to sprint all the way over here, and then you're going to stop for a little bit. You're going to make sure you don't run out of energy because unlike Outlast 1, you can't sprint forever. And you'll want to get a nice breather before you head into the water because if you go into the water while you're already panting, you can drown, and that's just a dumb way to die. You don't want to drown. This is bad. That lady's going to go up there and she's going to start throwing stuff into the water. So you're going to hurry up and run up there to go stop her because what the heck, lady? This is you think you could just litter? You poisoned the water. This is why everyone's going insane. It's like, she's one of the worst people in this entire game, I'm telling you. And there's those guys also on fire, you know, that happens. So you're going to want to walk up to this front fence part, get a breath, catch your breath, and then sprint. Sprint all the way down here until you see a little hole in the fence. Crouch down, walk through that hole, stand up, and then run all the way around this cornfield. Don't run through the cornfield, it makes you go slower. Then you're going to find that guy right there, and sometimes he sees you, sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he's out of the cornfield, sometimes he's still in it. Either way, just run past him because I've literally never had him catch me when I've done that. That guy will just be like, and I'm going to be like, I don't understand gibberish, sorry. And you're going to walk up to here. Open up this thing just enough that you can walk inside. You don't need to open it the whole way. Walk until you hear a creak of a door and you see the flashlight appear. That spawns them in, the two people in there, and then you're just going to run all the way around this barn. You're going to hide back here behind this barrel. Now again, like I said, you could pull up your camcorder, and it doesn't use battery as long as you don't turn on the night vision. You'll see that one guy over to the left, but I'm staring at that kind of doorway area inside the barn. You can see that guy coming. Once he starts walking through that, that's when I crouch down and just hide behind the barrel. You can peek out, and he actually won't see you. I've tested that. He's never seen me. I would, like, I don't know, I still don't like to risk it where I'm just peeking out when he opens the window and walks out. So I just kind of hang out here. You can see his little machete, and then he starts walking down there. Once he walks down and gets right into where the light is hitting the smoky clouds, the beautiful rays of light, go ahead, jump through the window. Then grab a hold of the box on wheels, turn right, you'll hear the ch-ch-ch-ch, which means they're looking at you, or looking for you, but they don't know you're there. And I just kind of watch to the right to make sure no one sees me, but they didn't even spot me, which usually when doing it that way, I never got spotted. There were a few other ways, many other ways that I attempted to beat that area, and they did spot me. And I died, which is why I stopped using them. Then you can see this guy who's got a weird thing going on there. I mean, I'm not one to judge, but, you know, that's just a thing. Yeah, climb along here, and then suddenly the thing is just going to be like, hello, and you're going to be like, blah, blah. And your guy is, like, freaking out, and you're like, come on, dude, what's wrong? Haven't you ever seen a ton of mutilated bodies before? What's wrong with, wait a minute, this sounds familiar. Why am I doing this again? Okay. Anyway, you're going to keep running down this little path. You're going to run along here, keep going, and as you head up this, you are suddenly going to see the intro of darkness, then redness, then whiteness. Copyright Tobuscus. Then you're going to see birds falling from the sky. Next thing you know, there's going to be just sky is falling from birds. It's a weird thing. Why are the birds dying? It's not killing the people, but it kills the birds. What about the bees? Are the bees okay? What happened to the bees? The bees are already dead. Maybe that's what the problem is. It wouldn't surprise me if all the bees are dead. That's the whole reason. I figured it out. Anyway, you're going to climb up here. Then you're going to go into this dark area. Now just walk straight. Just walk straight. You're going to slide down. Keep walking straight. Keep walking straight. Keep walking straight. Eventually, when you stop walking, you can tell by the sound. Just crouch. Crouch once you get there and keep walking straight and turn a wee bit to the left. Like just a hair, like 5-10 degrees to the left, and keep moving forward while crouched. And you can kind of start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll slide down. That's all you have to do there. It's really easy to navigate that. Forward, a little bit left, crouch, done. Make sure you walk before you crouch, though. Don't just crouch as soon as you enter the darkness, because there's like a hill in the middle of that dark area that you won't go over if you're crouched. At least I never was able to. It's weird. Anyway, after you get through all that, you're going to head up this tunnel. Kind of zigzag at this part. Go left, right as you're running around this turn. Kind of follow the same contour as it was before. But if you don't zigzag, you'll get stuck on the wall, which is weird. Either side I would seem to get stuck on, but as long as I kind of zigzag, kind of, you know, sidle to the left and the right, you'll make it through. Speaking of sidling, let's do that. Sidle. And then you're going to hear that guy going to be like, "You're bringing the darkness to a good world." And be like, you have an odd definition of good sir. As do I, because I just called you good, sir. Then you're going to fall into the water. Then you're going to walk around here. You're going to see a flashlight. Don't worry about it. That guy can't see you. I've tried to make him see me. He notice me, senpai, but he doesn't. Then you're going to open up this door. You're going to walk up the stairs. You're going to turn around. You're going to sidle to the left. Then you're going to walk forward. There was just kind of like a thing there to work around. You're going to turn around again and sidle to the left until you're in front of that little waffle pattern thing. Walk on up the stairs and turn around. Lots of, you know, walking, sidling, turning around, waffles. It's mostly waffles. And then you're going to walk through this door and slowly walk along here and you'll jump down. Thing about ledges, make sure you walk up to them and don't sprint up to them, because if you sprint, you'll just kind of fall off and you can get hurt. But if you walk, he'll do the little thing where he kind of like puts his arm and then does a jump thing and, you know, superhero landing, and you don't get hurt. There's that lady there. She will stab you if you get too close to her. If you ever watch the Outlast 2 Secret Achievement Guide, you'll know that's how I used a bandage. That guy will open the door there, so you don't want to run up to that door. Instead, you're going to run back here and just crouch and kind of hide here. You don't even need to be behind the barrel. Just kind of, I mean, like on the Y-axis behind the barrel, but not on the X-axis. Or is this the Z-axis? It's one of those letters for sure. That guy will show up out of nowhere. And then once Freddy Krueger is out of the light and he goes back to being darkness, you're going to head up the stairs. Head all the way up around all the little barrels and things that are down there. And you're going to come up to this door where there's a generator. And you're going to pull the handle. And you're going to pull it once. And twice. And 3 times. And there it is. That lady will appear out of nowhere with the knife. Don't run into her. She will stab you. And that's just not good. You're going to want to slowly follow her, because if you try to run past her, again, she will stab you. So you're going to follow her down the stairs ever so slowly. She will work her way down there. Now, kind of just stay the same distance and then hug the right side here as you go past to make sure you don't touch her. Because it's like, just imagine it's like the lady is lava. Like the floor is lava, but she's the floor. It's kind of like that. Now, I turn on the night vision right there because it takes a second to warm up, as you may have noticed. Unless you already have it on, you just pull the camera up, then it doesn't take a while. And you want it for this part, because as soon as Batman's mom shows up, you're going to turn on that camcorder, you're going to slide underneath that, and then you're going to hop over this fence, and then you're just going to stand here. And you're just going to stand here, because she can't come to your right. She has to run all the way around this way. You want to make sure she's about to go through that little fence thing, and then just run around it. I use the night vision just to make sure I don't get caught on anything, and then I run up here, and you can see when I look back, she's way behind us. I mean, she teleports up here because that's what she does. Fun fact, she cheats. She has El Haxor codes. It's really annoying. She should get banned from the server. But, yeah, that part's really not too hard, as long as you know the technique. See that guy just hanging out. And then you're going to go up to this well, and you're going to hear barking. You're going to be like, why is there barking? Is Timmy stuck in a well? And you're going to be like, oh, no, Timmy, no, please, Timmy, not the tongue. Why? Oh, that's disgusting, Timmy. And then he's going to disappear, and you're going to be like, Timmy, are you okay? And you're going to crawl towards this fan because you're a big fan of it. Then you're going to turn right and keep crawling. Now, it's hard to tell in the dark if you're still crawling. I'm kind of going off of sound here. and you'll hear Jessica whisper something. Once she whispers something, turn left. Then keep crawling. Then this weird lighting glitch happened. This happened to me every time I played. I don't know if it happens for everybody. If it doesn't, listen for Jessica screaming, and that's your cue to turn left. And then the thing will fall once you get up to that part. So, mostly going off of audio cues at that point. Otherwise, you could think, like, just wait like 10 seconds. Just keep going and then eventually turn. I mean, you can't go too far. And once you get into this area, you're just going to run down the hall till you hear a locker open. And you'll see this music box. It'll be glowing, very easy to spot in the darkness. Go ahead and crank it. Crank it, crank it, crank it like a chainsaw. And then you're going to put it back inside there. Night vision will come up. Hurry and put that down so you don't waste any battery. And just run back to the door where you came from. Then you're going to turn around again and run back to the locker where you came from after you came from the door. Then you're going to see Jessica. And you're going to be like, hey, Jess. Wait, Jess. Oh, wait, you're not Jess. You're Sayori from Doki Doki Literature Club. Then you're going to open this door, and you're going to be pulled into another universe. And you're going to be like, what universe is this? And this guy's going to be like, I'm sending you back to your universe. And you're going to be like, a universe? That's a weird way to say universe. And then you're going to be like, I tried to talk quickly. And then you're going to hit your head. You're going to be like, oh, this hurts, but oh, it's not as bad as being pulled to another universe. And then you're just going to run away from the whole situation because it's confusing. You're going to walk into here, and you're going to see this table / overturned filing cabinet. Jump over that, walk around those, open this door, head left, loop around that, turn right, and down into here. Crouch. Do not crawl. Crouch. Crouching is faster than crawling. And for this first part, you want a little bit of speed, so you can put a little distance between you and Mr. Guy Universe transforming dude. Eventually it'll make you crawl. You don't have to push any button there. It'll just force you into a crawl. And it'll also force you around this turn. You just keep holding forward. You don't really have to control too much at this point. Once you get to here, you're going to want to get back up into a crouch so that you just get that extra little bit of speed right there. And then you're going to go back down into a crawl for the final exodus from the underneath. Then you're going to head over here through this door. Turn left, you're going to see a bunch of fallen boards and stuff. You're going to fall there. You're going to push him down. And that guy could clearly make it through and kill you. But he doesn't, because he's stupid. He can open a universe, but he can't push a board. Anyway, you're going to come down here, and you're going to slide underneath this bed. And you're just going to hang out here and hide for a little bit. This guy is going to knock down the door and walk forward. You don't want him to get too far. You don't want him to be too close, but you don't want him to be too far, because you actually want him to spot you. So I kind of stand here. He spots me. Then you're going to run down here, and there's a bed. Crouch, slide, crawl thing under the bed. Go to the wall and slightly left. Like you can see, I'm to the left of the center beam. If you go to either side, make it be the left side. You can either be dead center or to the left. Error on the side of the left. If you're on the side of the right, he will pull you out and kill you. And you don't want that to happen. So as long as you're on the left side, he's never pulled me out and killed me. Once they both walk back up the stairs, though, you're going to go in here, close the door, lock the door, and then go to the bookshelf. And then you're going to hear banging on the door. You're going to be like, Mom, don't come in. I'm doing homework, I swear. And then you're going to run down here, and you can see he's actually really far behind you. Don't panic when you hear the door break down, because if you watch them, they actually walk very slowly towards you. They don't, like, run up to you like everyone else. They walk super slow, so it's easy to avoid them. You're going to get turned around in that tunnel there. It's very important. It's like putting in a USB drive. You have to put it in the wrong way, and then the wrong way again, and then the right way, until USB-C came out and saved us all from the eternal confusion of putting in USBs the wrong way. Then you're going to go in here. You're going to find this pit. There's nothing down there, so you're just going to sidle and just stare at the light. Look at the pretty light. It's just this weird, foggy light. Why is there even a tunnel there? Just don't look down. Just don't look down. Just keep moving. Don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down. Ah! All right, I look down. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't fall, don't fall. Just keep going, and then you're going to make it through here. There's going to be a light. Ignore the light. Go left, and up the stairs. Go up these stairs, and I'm catching my breath right here. That's why I stopped. So I'm catching my breath because, again, you skipped every single fitness exam ever. You're going to sidle to the right, and there's a door there. So you want to kind of line yourself up with the door. Everything doesn't really start till you open that door. Once you open the door, You're going to walk forward a little bit to the right as you walk in because there's a table there. And then you're going to turn left, up the stairs, around all that stuff, slide underneath this, jump over the railing, fall down, do a superhero landing, really bad for the knees, run forward, jump over this fence, turn left again, keep running, keep running, keep running. There's going to be that guy there, but he's stupid and he doesn't see you. And then you're going to crawl. And again, during the crawling scenes, you have no real control. The game just pushes you in whatever direction you want to go. And you're also going to see the guy who could have easily ended this game right here. Because when, right there, that guy stabs a pitchfork down to the ground. If he just did that again right now, in the same spot, you'd be dead. And that'd have been a really easy achievement to just get to that far. If I only had to, play the game for like 30 minutes, that would have been great. But, unfortunately, you survive. So you have to go into here and then mash the floor a few times with your... Just knock it down. 3 kicks and you're good. And then the floor breaks and you can crawl underneath. And thankfully, no one else spots where you just went. And you just crawl out from underneath there. Walk around here and you'll see this little window. Push a button on the window. You don't even need to crouch. You just push a button. He automatically, like, swoops in there like a... Like he actually did go to some type of health class, even though he clearly never has. Anyway, you're going to go around this, go upstairs, open a door, and then you're going to walk into a classroom. If only this classroom taught physical education, then maybe Blake would learn something. Then you're going to walk around, open this door, walk up these stairs, turn right, walk up these stairs, and turn left. Now, this is a weird part. You can see no matter how slowly I go, no matter how gently I go, you'll get hurt. And you'll need to use a bandage. Now, I have found that if you used a bandage earlier in the game, if you got hit by like that guy at the start and then used a bandage there, it won't make you use a bandage here. It won't hurt you that bad. I don't know why. It's a weird thing. But I found it happened every time. You can see Marta and you'd be like, no, I don't want to pray with you. I already actually have my own little Bible club. We meet on Thursdays. I don't really want to talk to you. And then you'll notice that she just kind of walks off to the right and then vanishes right there. She just, boom. Poof, just in a frame, gone. And you're like, okay, that's just going too far. Now you're just blatantly using console commands. That's not cool. Then you're going to run around here and you're going to find this little wagon. And you're going to catch your breath. Catch your breath. Always important. Before any part where you're about to get chased, catch your breath. You don't want to run out of breath in the middle of a chase scene. It sucks. You're going to push this forward until it hits her. I didn't let go there. The game makes you let go of the wagon once the wagon hits the mother of Batman and Superman. Then she's going to start chasing you. You're going to want to make sure she's somewhat close. You can see she wasn't too far by me. Otherwise, she will break through that fence to the side there. And you don't want that to happen. Because then you have to do another loop. And then you're going to catch your breath again. And then walk forward. Boom, she's going to break through that fence. And you're just going to kind of walk to this corner. Because, again, you want her to be somewhat close. You can see I'm just, like, slowly. There she is. Okay, she's behind me, so I know I can run. If you don't have her close to you, right here to the left, she will break through that fence. And then if she does that, just do another loop. Just keep running, get her closer to you, and run the loop again, and you'll be fine. As you're pushing... she'll yell and be like, I see you. She doesn't actually say that, but I knew she wasn't too close to me, so I just kept pushing until I got to the fence. You could see me look back, and I knew she wasn't there. If she is close, just stop pushing the wagon, run another loop, do it again. Do that loop as many times as you have to, and you'll make it, and it'll be fine. If she's not chasing you at all, you don't get that little, like, mini cutscene where you kick her in the face. So I actually like it when she's chasing me right before I jump over because I like kicking her in the face. It brings me small amounts of joy. Then you're going to go into the chapel and you're going to find this guy. His name's Dan Tucker, and he is a fine old man. And he washed his face in a frying pan. And he combed his head with a wagon wheel. And died from a toothache in his heel. It's because he's tied to a wagon wheel. That's why his name's Dan Tucker. Anyway, you're going to go through this whole thing. And fun fact, while you're in here, you can jump around, you can move around, you can sprint around, you can move the camera, and they will not hear you the entire time. You're just going to wait until you hear Blake say, where are the mines? Once he says, where are the mines, you will open the door. Then you can leave. Where are the mines is the cue that all the bad guys have left. And it's safe to leave. Then you're going to run down here from the chapel and run all the way through this little center of the town thing, which you'll be back here in like 2 hours. But you will be back. And then you're going to go through this building. You're going to see the little screen door. Open the screen door. Climb up these stairs. Very slowly. And then turn around and slowly climb up the stairs. And turn around again and then jump. It's one little bit of parkour. Now the tower's going to sound like it's falling apart, but don't worry, you can just stand there and it's fine. Once you jump over that, you're going to climb down here, you're going to go through the fence, and you'll be like, oh, look, there's a bicycle. I wonder if there's any kids that live in this house. Hello, children. You're like, oh, they're all asleep. Dang, I really wanted to talk to the kids. Sometimes there's a bandage right there on that sink. That's why I kind of looked at that, but it wasn't there for this time for some reason, weirdly enough. Anyway, you're going to zoom in, look down at the windmill, water mill thing. That's what you're aiming for. Just walk straight for that. Now, I am sprinting here. The cornfield slows you down and makes you use a lot more stamina, but don't worry about it, because you can see, even though I came right up to that guy, he didn't see me. Like, it made that ch-ch-ch sound, but that's it. Because they're completely blind when they're in the cornfield, so it's... You don't need to be sneaky through there at all. I've not died at that part ever. Except maybe the first time. I don't know. That was so long ago, I may have died then. But once you do make it to the mill, you're going to walk through here, open up this little door to the left, and grab the gear cranky gear crank. Even though that mill is moving so slow, you could clearly make it around it. Or just, you know, do something other than crawl underneath the wooden part of it. There's so many other ways to get through there that you come up here and turn this thing 3 times. Which the first 2 actually move it, and then the third one's like just barely sets it down. But then it closes, and that blocks the water enough to make it not turn anymore. And then it happened. Thankfully, it lined up. Otherwise, you know, you'd have been permanently locked off, and then you'd have died. Because you can't move around it any other way. Then the guys are gonna come after you with flashlights, but they're not even a threat. They're just like, oh, we haven't had a chase scene in a while. Then you're gonna fly down here. You're gonna land next to the cow. Then you're going to hear these 2 start talking. You're gonna be like, wait, what are they saying? And he's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, why did you say that name? Why did you say that name? Because you really don't want to see her again. But you will. You're gonna see her right here. Next to all the burned cows. I don't know why the cows are burned. Or why anything's burned. I mean, the only thing that's on fire is her pickaxe. That's a lot of fire for a pickaxe. You're just gonna hang out back here. You're gonna stand on the opposite side of this tower. You can get her to chase you and then do this, but I prefer to not be chased in any situation where I have a choice. Because it's just easier and I don't have to risk anything. But you just kind of want to walk. She will walk after you. She won't chase you until she sees you, but no matter where you are, she will walk in your direction. So you want to lead her over here and then run around. If you run around too soon, she's just going to go the other way and you'll die. So don't do that. Once she goes around, then you go around. And then she's going to be like, and you're like, how did you even see me? You're nowhere near me. And you're going to go through this. Then you're going to turn left. And you're going to run all the way down here. Then you're going to find out where Ethan got all of his strawberry jelly. It was from this. It's a strawberry jelly factory. And they look at all the jelly. Then you're going to run down here and you're going to pull the chain. I'm telling you, like, really, I'm not yanking your chain here. I'm really on the hook for that joke. Then you're going to run down here. And you're going to turn around. Back through the strawberry jelly. Your boots are going to be all sticky now. But at least it'll taste sweet. And maybe you can find some peanut butter later. And you can just kind of step on it. And then it'll be fine. It's like healthy. Marta's off to your right there if you stare at her and mock her for being so her. Then you're going to run around here. She can't come after you at this point because she's about to break through a door, which is why you're going to walk over here into this grass and just stand here. Catch your breath. In with Mr. Goody, out with Mr. Baddie. All right, now that we're all nice and refreshed, run forward. The door will start breaking down. Don't even bother with pushing this open. Just sidle on through. It helps slow her down, I think. Probably. It doesn't hurt. It makes it quicker. Go ahead, put the hook on the thing. Then walk back here. Pull the chain. It's going to take two tugs. And then you'll start crawling through. And then Marta's going to be like, ha ha ha. You can be like, kick. And your face is like, eh. I don't know why she didn't just stab you with the pickaxe. Because she clearly, she could have. And you just died. But yeah, she didn't. Good thing. Then you're going to run up this path. Now be careful here. Because there is a cactus right there. And that cactus will hurt you. And it will make you need to use a bandage. And that is a dumb reason to use a bandage. Because then you're low on a bandage. And that might have been your only bandage. And then the next time you get hurt, you die because you don't have any bandage to heal yourself. And this is terrible. Feel okay. I'm sorry. Then you're going to head left. Once you jump into the ceiling. Now it's going to be the second door on the left. You're going to find this room. It's semi-glowing. You're going to find this little thing, and it's going to be like, bleh. You're going to be like, I don't know what that means. And you're going to run across. Then you're going to find this door. You're going to run all the way down. You can see the one room that's glowing. That's the room you're going to. Run all the way down to the right, open the door, turn left, head over here. It doesn't matter which order you do this in. You can push it first, then put the transparency on it, or you can put the transparency on it first and then move it. It doesn't matter. I just find it quicker to do that first and then line it up. But you can see now it says Battle. And you're like, I never graduated. And then you're gonna run down here and make it all the way back down here. And suddenly, where there was once drawings, there's now a door. Open that door and then sprint back and forth in this hallway. That's all I do. Just sprint back and forth. I sped this part up because it takes a long time of sprinting, catching breath, sprinting, catching breath. You'll see the screen kind of goes blue for a little bit, like a dark, dark blue. That means your door's about to open. Once it goes back to normal, Blake will make a sound like he just choked on a pineapple, and then you're going to see the door open, and you're going to walk in here and find this cart, and then move the cart, and put the cart right next to the cabinet, jump on top of the cart, climb through here. And you're just going to crawl forward. And just keep crawling forward, crawling forward, crawling forward, and just keep crawling forward. And then you're going to be like, ah, Timmy, how'd you get out of the well? And you're going to put down your camera right away because, again, you don't want to waste battery. I don't know why Blake keeps insisting. You should know. Like, batteries don't grow on trees, man. And even if they did, we don't have any trees we're allowed to use. Trees are a natural resource. Then you're going to walk down here. You're going to slide down this rocky hill. And you're going to be like, oh, okay, I'm good. And I'm always super cautious in this area. Like, so... I haven't died there. Well, I haven't died right there. I haven't died from not sidling. And I still panic about it because, fun fact, even though you're about to fall off this bridge, spoiler, in a cutscene, if you sprint across this, you'll notice I'm not sprinting. I'm not going quick. Because if you sprint and you just happen to not quite make it to the right here and instead fall forward, you will die, and it will end your run. And that's just terrible when you're an hour in to die because of falling off of the thing that you were about to fall off on purpose for. It's almost as bad as eating all the bugs that Blake is eating right here. Which cause him, of course, to fall like any sane person. You know, not carefully grab onto the thing you're standing on or maybe crouched out or anything. No, just tumble. Good job, Blake. Then you're going to see this guy, and he's going to have a little glow stick on the back of his head. He's, like, partying or something. Then that guy's going to go by. And sticking with the theme of this game, the second they are out of view, you are going to make a ton of noise by shaking yourself out of this tree. And it's going to sound like the tree completely fell over with the amount of noise you made. And you're going to pick up your camera, which is glowing brightly in a dark area that they somehow didn't see. At least it didn't break like Outlast 1. Then you're going to put it down because you don't want to waste the battery. Then you're going to head over this log. You know, walk over here. You're going to slide underneath that. Then you're going to run over here. And just keep going. Just kind of stick in the middle of this. Now, this little log, if you'll notice, your shadow kind of looks like a big heaping bull of foreshadowing. Then you're going to head over to the left. And you can notice I'm kind of looking up again, like I mentioned way back at the beginning. It's an easy way to navigate in these ravine areas. It's the sky. It's the one bright thing that you can see. So look up. Keep your chin up. It's the way you make it through to be happy. I don't think that's a song, but it should be. Once you crawl through that log, you're going to make a right and then walk up to here. Again, don't sprint off of these, just walk so you do your little shuffle fall thing. Look up so you can see the sky. And once it makes a right turn, you're going to turn right and then crouch. Then you can get underneath this, where all the water is and all the people and the things. And you're going to see whatever that is. And you're going to be like, I don't want to touch you, you know. It's like, I'm just going to keep, you know, safe social distancing. And then you're like, oh, that's not 6 feet. What is wrong with you, sir? I was like, oh, no, this is why you need to wear a mask. Then you're going to walk up to here. Hang a right after the campfire because this guy's going to come down and he will punch you if he sees you. You don't get punched by him. So right immediately after the campfire, then you can go by. Then you're just going to run past all of those people, and you're going to find some strawberry jelly smeared on the walls, and you're going to be like, who's smearing strawberry jellies on the wall? Like, that's a weird thing to do, to just smear it on a rock. Oh, there's more of it on this rock, too. And what's this? Even more strawberry jelly. And you're going to climb up, and that guy's going to be like, don't take my strawberry jelly. And you're going to fall down here. Right into, yeah, that stuff. And sticking with the theme again, you lose your glasses, get your contacts, man, come on. Then you're going to catch your breath, because you're about to sprint. So you're going to sprint down here. That guy's going to show up out of nowhere. He will hit you. You're going to get hurt. But don't worry about it, because you're fine. It won't kill you. He'll just hurt you. And it's the easiest way to get past him is to just do that. Then run all the way down into this thing. Once you're inside the locker, you're safe. You can go ahead and use your bandage. This is why you keep bandages on you. I have found that if you try to hide in that area instead of running past him, he will often still find you in the tall grass, even if you don't move, and he'll kill you. And that's terrible. Anyway, you're going to navigate all the way to this computer, click a button, and then you're going to be like, huh, it's a Linux system. I know this. Then you're going to run down here. It's going to be like flashy lights, and then it's like kind of like, oh, look, it's Jessica. You're like, Jessica, wait. No, Jessica. Where's Jessica Rabbit? Then you're going to climb up here into this log. And keep going forward, keep going forward. You're just going to keep going. Everything's fine. Don't worry about anything. And then you're going to still crawl forward even though you saw those two guys coming for you. And then you get grabbed for them, which serves you right. And then there's a long cutscene here. This is a good point to maybe take a bathroom break, get a drink, something like that. That's what I did. Because instead of pausing, I just used this really long cutscene to do it. This guy will talk about camcorders. I don't think he even knows how a camcorder works. And then you get just put on a tree. And then you're going to push a button repeatedly. And then you will get down. Screen will flash purple. Purple for pain. And then the pain is going to keep hurting. And you're like, oh no, my hands. I was like, I'm pretty sure your hands would look a lot worse if they just had nails torn through them. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there'd be a hole there. And then the game's going to tell you, you're bleeding. You need to find bandages. You're like, no, really? I'd never noticed. Then there's going to be that guy who's like crawling. You can kind of see his blurry silhouette. So you're going to want to crouch down here so he doesn't see you. And I stay crouched here because the guy right next to the campfire that's asleep there, like half the time, he doesn't notice if you stand up and walk right by him. Then you're fine. Sometimes he will wake up and murder you. So I just err on the side of caution, stay crouched, walk over here, grab the bandage, and you'll notice you have a whole roll of bandage. So if you ever have holes in your hand and you find a whole roll of bandage, make sure that you put 2 wraps around each hand to securely hold in all of the blood so that you don't die. That's all you need, 2 wraps. You don't even really need to get over where the hole was. Just as long as it's on your hand in some general area. Don't worry if the blood goes through it completely and still keeps dripping off of them. That's fine, that's normal, just keep going. Then you're going to stand up once you're on the other side of the campfire. You're safe. That lady there will attack you if you get too close to her, so kind of walk around the campfire. You can see it kind of guide her around. Then you're going to walk over here, and oh no, there's more strawberry jelly. I really hope I don't get punched off the wall again. Thankfully, you don't. So you can just go up here. And you're going to run around. You'll find this little log, jump over that, and you'll see the flashy boys over there, and they're looking at where you were, and you're like, I'm not there anymore. Then you're going to fall down here. Now, I kind of catch my breath here, even though I could walk forward a little more to catch my breath, because the guy's going to show up with a flashlight, and you're just going to stay crouched here anyway, because you don't want to get hit by him, because he'll kill you. So you just stay here. So just wait. The flashlight will go back and forth a few times. Once the flashlight goes all the way over to the left, you're good. He's going to go over there, and then you're going to stand up. Then you're going to run all around here very carefully through the water. Turn right and head on down this hill until you see strawberry jelly. Then you're going to climb up on the rock. Then you're going to climb down off the rock. Then walk around here and keep going forward. Once you get around this bend, you'll notice yourself doing a impersonation of yourself from earlier, from like 5 minutes ago. That's what that is. You're just, you're an actor. Then you're going to go down here and you're going to fall into the water. Now, for this part, walk forward a little bit, kind of like till you're in the center. I mean, you don't have to, but I think it makes it easier. And then just crouch. You'll see the flashlight go on you and then over to the left. It's over to the left. Now it's on you again. Now it's to the right. Then it goes back to the left. Then it's going to sit on you, well, to the right, then on you, and then it'll sit on you for a while. You can see it kind of points at you for a good long time, then back to the left. Once it goes back to the left, go ahead, catch your breath real quick. It's a good point to just pull on the triggers, catch your breath, and then he'll wiggle around. Once the light goes out, you can stand up. You like peek your head out real quick just to make sure that he is actually walking away. Then you can stand up. I'm waiting for the stupid blur to get off the screen so I can see where he is, but he's off to the side. We're good, and we can head into this little shack here, and you'll find your camera again. Yay, camera! And Blake will say something about vultures. So you'd be like, is this really the time to go bird watching just because you got your camera back? I don't think so. You're going to go down here, and then you're going to see something that looks like the intro to that one Japanese movie I saw online once. It was weird. It's a documentary of some kind. Then you're going to head down this dark hallway. And as you get here, you're going to hear a phone ringing. And what you want to do is kind of walk backwards into this area. You can see I kind of line myself up and then walk backwards into danger. It's the safest way to do it. That way you're pointed straight forward. You can run down, turn left, and then run to the end of this hall. Now, you usually only need to stand like right here and he should disappear. And I think he would have anyway, but I don't know. He seemed to just run farther than usual. Maybe I was slower than usual. I don't know. So I ran a little farther. It doesn't really matter. Either way, he'll eventually disappear. Once the music stops going, dun, 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 then you'll run back down the hall. Go back down to listen to the phone. You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to be like, ring, ring, hello? Ring, ring, hello? And then he's going to be like, you need to stay calm. I'm going to be like, that's impossible. And then you're going to be like, I don't even know who you are. And then he's going to be like, I'm Timmy. Remember me from the well? And you're like, no, Timmy, how'd you get out of the well? How'd you get in the phone? What in the world's going on? Where's the dog? And then you're going to drop the phone because it's just weird. And then you're going to go through this door. And you're going to go back the way you came. So you're going to turn left, run down this hall. And then the scary monster thing's going to start chasing you right here. And you're going to want to just keep running. You're going to run all the way back down to the same locker that you went into. And you're going to hide in it. Now, this does not count for the achievement that not to hide in anything. So don't worry about that. It's It's perfectly safe to do that. Once you come out of this cabin, you're going to get shot at with 3 arrows. You're going to head over to the right. Avoid the barbed wire that's there. You can kind of see it to the right. And you're going to run all the way down to the shack. Open the door, close the door, and then lock the other door. Not the one you came in, but the one that's in the middle. Then you're going to want to crouch and just hang out near the window. Now, almost every other time, he would go straight for the door, open it up, and then you would jump out the window. But for some reason this time, he didn't. I think I was quicker, and so he didn't actually know where I was, because you kind of want him to be searching for you to hear the ch-ch-ch-ch. But he wasn't searching for me. You don't want him to see you through the window, because he will then barge in here and he will chase after you, and you can't hide, at least not easily, and you'll usually die. So you want to just kind of hang out here. You can see I stood up and kind of walked around hoping he would hear a sound to go investigate, but he didn't. And he kind of walked off the side, and I thought he was about to go, and then he didn't. He showed back up over here. So I just hang out here. Then it made the ch-ch-ch sound. So that's the sign that he's about to come in here. And he will go for the unlocked door, which is why you want to lock that middle one, because you don't want him being right next to you. You want him to be a little farther away. I should have gotten lined up with the window, because you can see here I kind of jump and miss. And it makes another ch-ch-ch, which means he's looking for me as I run away. If you're lined up with the window, you'll be fine. And you can just jump out and he won't even spot you. As soon as he opens that door, just hop out the window and run away. Usually that works. That case, it acted a little weird, but you know, you gotta roll with it. You gotta you roll with the punches and just keep going. Don't worry about it. And then you're gonna go over here. There's gonna be this log, and then he's gonna shoot at you. And it's going to be one of the very few times that he ever misses with his arrow, is when it would have been easiest to hit you, because you were moving at a very steady, straight path. And then he'll shoot over this rock. Now, I should have ran right away. I didn't. So now I have to get him to shoot another arrow, which you kind of have to, like, see his entire body. If you could see the entire form of him, like that, I don't know what happened there, but you would see his entire form and then hide. Then he'll shoot an arrow. Then you can run. And then he should shoot at each point from there. But if you need to actually make him shoot an arrow, you have to like look around the object until you see his whole body. And sometimes he just doesn't shoot like that first time. But then he did there. I don't know what's going on. You don't really need to hide on that middle tree. Kind of. You can. I've done it without doing that, but it always seems so close that I don't like to risk it. Yeah, I'm paranoid, you know? And then you hide there, and then again, hide on the middle tree. This one, I always did hide behind the middle tree, because I think maybe you could make it to that rock, but it's scary, so just take your time. Just don't worry about it. I like to take it easy, just like I like to take bandages, and then I can crawl underneath logs, and then get attacked by a crazy man who's at a thing, and he's gonna, like, stab you with a pointy metal object that doesn't pierce you somehow. And then you're gonna realize you're an idiot, because you didn't turn off the instant win quick time event thing. That's the thing in the settings. Those quick time events, you can actually turn those off so that it just makes you win and you don't have to do anything. I would recommend doing that for the insane run so you don't die from being stupid and not wiggling a thumbstick quick enough. Anyway, you're going to fall into the barbed wire. You're going to get put into a box, and he's going to throw rocks at the box. And the proper way to bury someone is to put just a very thin, even layer of pebbles on top of an easily broken wooden box, and that way it will ensure that they don't escape. You could tell that there must not have been a lot of weight, because Blake was able to open it, and we all know that Blake can't do any physical activity whatsoever. Look at him. He's already out of breath from being in a box. He's out of breath from just laying down. Then you're going to run over here. You're going to run through this dark area. And what you want to do is kind of hang to the left, because there's going to be some dark creatures that are going to come for you. So you're going to hang to the left, then cut to the right after the first one crawls past. Then 2 more will go past you, and you'll be fine. They won't come after you, but if they run into you, they will hurt you, and you don't want that to happen. There's nothing going on over there, so you can just run past all that, jump over this, and then you're going to see Jeffrey Epstein, and then you're going to head up here to this rock, and you're going to climb up it. Climb up the second rock, then you're going to head over to the right. Then you're going to keep going over here, run along this path, run out of breath because Blake can't do anything. I'm running out of breath from yelling at him from being angry of him not being able to run and running out of breath. Does that make me unfit? I don't know. Now you're going to do the one thing that Blake has ever done remotely parkour in its life, which is to jump across this amazing gap, which terrifies me every single time because I never feel like I'm going to make it, but I've never missed it. It's just scary. Once you go across there, you're going to come into here, you're going to see that guy, and he's going to be like, and you're going to be like, I don't understand you. And then you're going to run through the middle here. It made the ch-ch-ch sound. I don't know who, like, knew I existed. There's that guy over there to the left, but I don't care about him. I don't know. No one's chasing you, so you're fine. You're going to come up here, and the stick that didn't break when the full weight of a human being was tossed from, like, 40 feet in the air and cracked on it really hard. It didn't break that, but you know, doing not even a squat pull, just like with your forearm strength when you could barely lift a pebble, you know, you can break it. So it's easy. Don't worry about it. And then you're going to find this guy who definitely didn't kill himself, and you're going to pick up the rope from him. Then you're going to go into this shack that's right over here, go through this window. Then you're going to open up the window on the other side, jump through the window, and just run. Don't bother waiting around trying to hide. Just run. He's not going to hit you. This guy normally was off to the side a little more. He walks really slow. He was kind of in the middle there. He still didn't hit me, but he was closer than usual. You can usually run past him. If he does hit you, just use that bandage that you picked up earlier on top of that little rock thing. Once you come into here, it'll do the little cutscene where you'll put on the rope, then you'll start sliding down, and that's not the way you're supposed to climb down a rope. That's gonna give your hand severe rope burn. You want to like put hand under hand and climb down. And this guy's gonna be like, no, what's going on? And then it's gonna be like, wee, that guy's gonna fall, and then you're gonna see super slow motion. Yes, he's dead. I'm so happy he died because, oh, normally I speed up those parts, but man, I just like watching him die. It brings me great joy because many of my failed runs can be attested to death in this area, and I really don't like this area, so this marking the end of that makes me happy. So, of course, I have to record that death because, you know, it's stupid little... Then you're going to crawl forward. Once you crawl forward, you're going to come up to this little area, and it's going to have a thing for you to interact with. You're going to push it, and then magically you're climbing up now. It's like, whoa, were you Spider-Man climbing on a wall or something? I don't know. Did Spider-Man go to the woods with crazy people? I don't know. Then you're going to run here. You could have turned left before all these things. It just cut out an extra turn. But either way, you're going to run around all that. Come over here to this fence. Climb over it. And then run down here. Once you get down to here, you're going to do a Yui right into that. And then come down to this door. Now, I catch my breath before I go in here. You have another chance to catch your breath, but there's a small chase scene that's about to happen. You don't want to be out of breath because that'll suck. You can die. So once you catch your breath, go ahead, open the door, walk down here, and there's going to be another door. You're just going to walk forward, and it's on your right. So once you get to the end of that little area, kind of look to the right, and there'll be another door. Then just walk. Don't sprint because you want to save your breath. And you're just going to walk down the stairs ever so slowly. You're going to see some strawberry jelly. Then you're going to see the screen turn purple, and it's going to make the creepy sound. So you're going to run up here till you see him appear up there. Once the spaghetti monster appears at the top, you're going to run all the way down the stairs, all the way to the very back, open the door, and go to the right. And then there's a little grate in the corner. Now, I kind of pause here because I'm confused because I accidentally went to the wrong grate one of the other times because there's two grates in this area, and one of them is great, and one of them is not so great. Then you'll go down into the grate that's great, not the one that's not great, and then you're going to turn around. Once you turn around, you can walk down to here. There's a door. Go ahead and open that. Then you're going to turn around. I was thinking about pointing out the night vision, but you don't need it. You can just turn right. If you stare at the ladder, back up, and then turn right, or just go forward and turn left. You'll see the light. Run all the way down to the end of the tunnel. There's the ladder. Go ahead, open that, open that. You're now in the kitchen. Just look at this is where all the strawberry jelly's been coming from. It's like, what in the world? Then you're going to find this little letter here that's going to be like, blah, blah, and you're going to be like, I don't know what that means. What are you trying to say to me? And then the tree is going to be like, don't worry. Everything's just a happy little trees over here. And then you're going to get put into the dark area. Now, you don't need to use your night vision at all in this part. Just use your microphone. line it up so that the left and right bars are both even as you're running, so that you're centered on the voice, and just keep walking forward. You can sprint, whatever you want. Don't use the night vision to waste battery. You're not going to see anything. It's not going to be helpful at all. Just use the microphone. You can navigate that without wasting any battery. It's not hard. Then you'll see the cutscene where she screams, and then you run down this thing. Once you get down here, there is a log you can get stuck on, so I kind of, like, you'll see I do this or I go underneath the platform, because there's, like, you can go straight, but there's a log you can sometimes get stuck on, and it will make it where you're, like, glitching, where you're kind of, like, infinitely falling into the log. And that terrifies me, because I did manage to get out of that, but I'm afraid that one day I wouldn't, and then and that would end a run, and I know that's a terrible way to end a run. Then you're gonna come up here. Once you come up here, you're gonna see this tower thingy in the distance, and it's gonna be like, boom. And you're gonna be like, why is this the world of the worlds? Are the tripods coming? They about to start sucking our strawberry jelly? And you're gonna be like, I don't know. And then you're gonna walk over here. And you're gonna run all the way down here, and you do the second parkour thing Blake has ever done in his life, which is to jump across this gap. Once you jump across that gap, you're gonna walk all the way around. You can hop down from here, but I'm, again, always worried that I'm gonna take damage, and I don't want to do that. So if you run around, then you can slide underneath that tree. You can keep running forward, and you're gonna see all these guys start running away, and you're like, that's right, you better run. I have nothing, and I'm physically unfit. Then you're gonna run down here to this raft. You're gonna pick up the paddle and paddle your way into the middle. Now this part takes forever. You're just gonna keep paddling. It's gonna get foggy, and it's gonna just keep going and going and going. Things will appear, stuff will do, things will happen. You get knocked into the water. There's like bodies, and it's a spaghetti monster, and then you're back on the raft. Then you get to this part. Now this part, you're gonna want to avoid the rocks, because you actually can take damage if you ram into them too hard. I don't know if you can die. You probably can. If you can take damage, I would assume you could die. I don't want to try it. And it also slows you down, because you'll just get stuck on rocks, and it will take you forever to get unstuck. As you will see later, I did get stuck on one. So just basically avoid those. And you're going to continue your way along the river. Is this a river, or is this like a creek? It doesn't quite seem big enough to be a river. Plus it's coming out of a lake. A lake that's more of a pond. I don't know. What's the definitions of those? Then you're going to go around here, and it's going to force you into this rock. Once you get to here, it's going to be stuck, and it doesn't make any sense, because there's no way a raft would actually get stuck like that. But you have to push it, and this guy is going to show up above you. He's going to be like, help! I need directions. I don't know where I am. Could you please save me, sir? You have a raft. Please, I need help. No, please come back. No. And then he gets eaten alive by cannibals. It's kind of a sad story. He wrote a book about it. Then you're going to go down, continuing along the river, creek, stream. The water that moveth, you will moveth with it. And then go around the rocks. You can lightly bump into them, and it doesn't cause any damage, but if you ram into them, that's where you can actually get hurt. Once you get all the way down to here, you're going to come up to an area where it's kind of more opened up once you get through these two rocks. And there's one more rock that you can easily get stuck on, which I get stuck on, which is not this rock right here, but one of those two up ahead. Because I'm staring up at this guy, and I'm like, oh, what's going on up there? Oh, that's nice. They're showing him the way. And it's like, do you know the way? He knows the way. And then he has a light, and they're showing him the way. That's not the rock I get stuck on. Then you just keep paddling along here, and then it's like, oh, I wonder if he's cold all the way up there. And then they're like, oh, I guess he's not cold anymore. They gave him a nice, like, warm bath. This is supposed to be a hot spring. It's really nice of them to make sure that he's comfortable. And then I get stuck on this rock. You can see I'm trying to paddle to the right, but it just doesn't. It doesn't want to go, and I'm just like, come on. It's like you easily pushed off of a rock earlier, but you can't do that now, and you can't paddle backwards, so you just have to very slowly move yourself around. And then, weirdly enough, the screen's going to get really blurry right here, like as if the editor got really lazy and didn't feel like putting boxes over all of the things that are in the water, and then it'll go back to clear once all the things are out of the way. It's really weird how that happens. Then you're going to keep continuing along the watery path. And once you get down to the end of the watery path, you're going to keep going along the watery path. Then there's going to be this little island up ahead that you have to kind of paddle around. You can take the left or the right at this point, but the left has like a tree in the way and some sticks and stuff, so I usually just go to the right. I think it's easier. I think it's more clear. It's probably slower, but slow and steady wins the race, you know? It's proven by this entire run. It made like a ch-ch sound, which I don't know why, because I don't know who could possibly see me or attack me or do anything at this point. Just ignore that if that happens. And then you can just keep going along here with the rocks. There's going to be a whole bunch more rocks. I try to take the left side, you know, cutting the corners. Now we're trying to go fast. We're like Jackrabbit, and Jackrabbits run into rocks. And then you're going to just keep going along here, and you're going to start catching up speed. And you're like, oh boy, we're pulling G's right now. And then you're going to go up, and you're like, oh, don't want to hit that rock. I better turn to the left. Oh, nope, guess I'm going to hit it anyway. And then you fall in the water because Blake doesn't know how to do anything. And then you're going to reach for the raft, and then you're going to not make it, and you're going to fall onto the ground. And then you're going to have to run up here. So you're going to run up here, go around the little tree thing, go underneath it, then go up along this path. Keep going, and you will find a thing for you to sidle along, which is right across from the raft. And that guy's going to look at it, and he's going to be like, bleh. And you're going to be like, well, that anyone could have put that there. You know, who knows where that raft came from. Once you sidle along here, you're going to hear a line from Blake, which was my reaction every single time that I started up an insane run. And then you will hold the interact button here. So you'll hold X, which is weird because every other time you rapidly tap it, this is the one time it tells you to hold the button. They like to switch it up every once. Just once, not once in a while, just once. Then you're going to see free on the wall, and you're going to be like, ooh, free bandage. That was really nice of them. That's what that means. Then you're going to head down here. Once you go all the way down around this little slope thing, then you're going to get back to your raft. You're going to hop on the raft. You're going to find the paddle, which is thankfully just hanging out. Good thing that didn't get separated. And then you'll paddle your way along the river. And I really feel like it had just been quicker to just walk. But then again, Blake can only walk at like 10 steps at a time before he needs to take a lunch break and then a second breakfast break. And yeah, he's so lazy. Then you're going to keep going along these rocks. You can kind of bump into him a little bit. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. That's fine. The raft's fine. Everything's fine. But you're going to want to keep going along here. You don't want to ram in him too much because you don't want to like... You don't want to damage the raft. Damaging the raft would be bad because this is your only raft, and you want to make sure you take good care of this raft. It'd be really a shame if it were to break somehow. And then you're going to keep going along here. Once you get along to this little area, you're going to see some people jumping up above you, and you'd be like, well, at least they are, you know, somewhat parkour-y people. And you're like, it's weird. Am I in like a action thing? And they're going to be like, whee! And you're going to see them. You notice they all kind of do the same weird landing where they slow down before they hit the ground. Well, it's weird how that happens. I would like to know what technique they're using to lower the gravity pull of the earth on themselves. It's weird things I think about when I'm slowly going insane. And you'll continue through here. Now remember, don't hit the wall too much because you definitely don't want to break the raft. Because breaking the raft would be really bad, especially at this part. You want to keep the raft in perfect condition. Oh, really? So now you went from having 5 logs to 3. You can see the other 2 just kind of floating there. And you're just going to paddle over them. Thankfully, 3 somehow manages to keep you perfectly afloat without any issues whatsoever. And you can keep going along. You're going to go all the way down here. You're going to see the bridge. That's where we need to go. And we're finally at the end of the paddling portion of this. Because this part is just really, really long and annoying. Because there's nothing you can do. You'll finally make it to the end. Once you get to here, you're going to make sure that you don't fall off of your raft. Because falling off your raft would be bad. Because we have to make it all the way over to that building. So you want to make sure you stay on the raft the entire way. As you keep going forward, and Blake, can you even let me finish my sentence? And you can move forward. None of these people are going to be chasing you. Just go forward. Just go straight for the building. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about nothing. And you're going to keep going. You're almost going to make it to the building. And then, oh no, Timmy, how did you get back into the watery well? Now you're in a swimming pool. So this part, don't turn on your camera. I mean, turn it off right away once you turn around. Do a 180 as soon as it comes on. And then turn off the camera. Just keep running. Kind of look down. You can see the reflection of the water down at the bottom. That's what I'm going off of because that'll disappear once you reach the edge of the swimming pool. So you're just going to keep running in the darkness, looking at that reflection. And then once the reflection disappears, press the jump button. Which, hey, you climb out, you'll be good to go. And you can go into the bathroom. And then you'll go into the bathroom. There'll be blood right there. And everything will be fine. Another way when you're in the pool, if you hear like the music start to kind of do its like ending part where it ramps up, it's like, that's another sign that you can push A to get out. If you can't see the little reflection in the water, you can just go off that sound and you'll be fine. You basically want to wait till you're close to the end, but don't not push the button because he'll still kill you. So you're going to come up here, and I'm going slow because I died here. I died at this part on one of my other runs because I was out of breath, and I wasn't able to run to that door. Once you run to that door, it's over. The chase is over, you're fine. I died there because I didn't have enough breath to make it to that door. Don't do that. It's really unfortunate. It'll make you cry. Like weeping loudly. But after you do run away, then you can run all the way down this hallway thing. And you're going to get to here. Now, I'm just starting to get paranoid at this point because I'm like, I don't even remember if there's a chase scene. And you're like, oh no, it's just the blood. I mean, strawberry jelly. It's just a strawberry jelly. It's fine. Who loaded up the sprinklers with strawberry jelly? You would think they'd get clogged up. Also, if you don't have a secret achievement, go ahead and sprint and slide your way down here, and you'll get an achievement for Blood Slide. I think that's a 10 gamer score one, or a 5. I don't remember. One of the two. But yeah, you can nab that while you're here, and then you're gonna keep going up. I already have the achievements. That's why it didn't pop up. Suddenly, the metal will turn into wood, and then you'll notice you're completely inside this thing, which is weird. You're gonna open up a door, and then you're gonna turn right, and you're gonna see what is called compression. This is where the video will probably completely fall apart and you'll barely be able to see what's going on. But thankfully you can't really die at this part unless you like fall off a cliff or something. So you're just going to follow the path along the stairs and the rails. And you're going to continue along the railway until you get all the way down to where there's like a body and some fence things. You're going to go around all that. And then you're going to turn right, go up some stairs, and hopefully get a little relief from the massive compression artifacting that's happening right now. There's going to be a chain there. There's going to be strawberry jelly all over the place. And then you're going to go down here. As you go down to here, you're going to get to this door. There's things going to close behind you and it's going to get dark, which is weird. But that's fine. You don't worry about that. Just keep running forward. And then you're going to run forward. You open this. You're going to hear like a boom sound, but don't worry about the boom because it's fine. You're just going to keep running. You're not getting chased at this point, so you can just slowly navigate your way through the dark. Once you come up to this part with the stairs, you're going to go up. You're going to turn left. Then you're going to turn left again once you get to the top. Then you're going to go across this little board, and you're going to have a hook gouge your eye out, and then you're going to head to the right. You're going to stay up against this railing as you move across. Once you hit a board, go away from the railing till you hit a wall. Go all the way across again till you hit the wall where the door is. Now, there's like a board there that you kind of have to like move around. It's kind of hard to see in the dark. If you need to briefly pull up your camera, go ahead. You have enough battery. It's not a big deal. But you're also not in danger, so take your time there. Except for this guy who comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you eating all the strawberry jelly? Leave some for the rest of us. And he's like, I need peanut butter. And you're like, jeez, why you need the peanut butter? It's like, you just take all the jelly, now you want to take all of our peanut butter? What is wrong with you? And it's like, he's also a very messy eater. You can tell he's just like bathing in it. It's just, it is weird. Anyway, you're going to get up from that, and then you're going to have another hook gouge your eye out, and then you're going to go through this little crack in the wall. As you start going through, a magical wall is going to appear, and you're going to sidle through, and suddenly you're in a school again. And then there's bright light to the side and a bright light over there, but you want to go to this bright light. So you're going to go through here, and then there's going to be another little room, which is the computer room. And you're going to sidle to the right, run all the way down towards this light, and a chair's going to fly out of nowhere. And you're not going to sit in it because even though Blake's lazy, he's also in a hurry, kind of. And it's going to be like, hey, Jess, you there? And she's going to be like, yeah, I'm here. And it's going to be like, this works. It's like, this is weird. And you're like, why? It's a computer. Is it because it's a computer inside a computer? And then it's like, oh, no, it's because you slowly open the door. And then you go over here, and then you pull this thing up, and this could be like, turn around. And it's like, oh, no. It's like, I'm sorry. You're like, oh, this is other thing on your screen, which if Blake is in front of you. Okay, so Blake was in front of Jessica. How did he see that? How could he have seen what was on her screen? That doesn't make any sense. The screen's facing the other way. There's no way that he could have seen unless he came back and looked at it, but then why would she be typing to him? It doesn't make any sense. So you're just going to leave that room because it's confusing. Then you're going to head down here and you're going to turn left. You're going to run down this hall. I'm kind of going slow because I can't remember if there's a chase scene. There's not, but I couldn't remember this part and I started getting a little paranoid that I was going to run out of breath. You're just going to run down here. Then you're going to get to this part and run down here. Just keep going. This is like a door, but you don't need to go in there. I kind of look in there and I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's just the paper. There's a paper in there, but you don't need to grab it. Go till you see the open door. And you're going to see Jess, and you can be like, hey, Jess. What's up? And she's going to be like, just hanging out, because she's Jess, so she's just hanging out. And then you're going to head down here. Now, this part, you do want to have your breath. You don't want to die to this guy by not having enough breath. So make sure you walk slowly down here, keeping a nice steady pace. As you walk, right when you get to there, he's going to appear. Then you're going to need to run. Now, you do have to run back up here and open this door. Once you open this door, he disappears, so you're not getting chased anymore. And just keep running around. You're going to run the whole way around till you get to right about here, and then it's going to be like, ah, Timmy, you're back again. Why, Timmy? And then Timmy's going to, like, pull you into the alternate universe. And this is the alternate universe. This isn't the real one. The school's the real place, and there's this. You're really in a coma. It's a weird thing about this game. Crazy. And back to beautiful compression land. And you're going to hurry and escape that because you want to actually see what you're doing. So you're going to go into this building. Now, this part is actually not too hard. Even though it's terrifying because it's so far into the game and you get so close to enemies. But you're going to crawl under here until he drops down. Once he drops down, you're going to back out and you're going to crouch under this table here. And you're just going to crouch and hang out at the back of the table, crawl all the way to the back. You are crawling, not crouching. You crawled all the way to the back and just hang out here. This guy's going to crawl underneath and then he's going to walk across. And he's going to kind of just stand there. And he's going to go back and forth. Sometimes he just walks straight across and goes into the other room like normal. Like that. And then doesn't come back, which is nice. This time he turned around. You'll hear a door break, which is the second guy. He always breaks down the door, which is what you want. And then he goes away and leaves forever and you never see him. Which is also what you want. This time he kind of got a little close and it kind of freaked me out because he normally didn't walk over this close to the table. But you just hang out here. He won't see you. He'll walk into the other room. Once he walks into the other room, go ahead, get up. You can walk, but don't sprint because you don't want him to hear you. And you can then sprint once you get to the door. The other guy has disappeared. I think he goes up here and then like walks through a wall or something, which is what you're going to do because you're going to come up to here and you're going to walk through that wall. Then you're going to walk along this little dark area, climb over a little thing, and then a chase begins. And you're just going to keep zigzagging through here, jumping over things as they appear. Thankfully, it's nice and lit up, so you don't really have to worry about the dark too much. It is a long running sequence, which is kind of a pain because, yeah, you don't have a lot of breath. That thing's just going to roll out of nowhere. It's like, I don't even see anything. Then you're going to see jelly everywhere, and you're going to keep running up the stairs. Once you get to the top of the stairs, you're going to push your way through here. You can see I'm running out of breath, which is why the screen's pulsing like crazy. But it's fine, because once you get to here, you don't really need a whole lot of breath. Because all you gotta do is push this giant metal cabinet out of the way, and you don't need to have your breath for that. You only need to have your breath to run 5 feet forward. Then you can jump through this window. Back into the other real universe. You're gonna go into here, and you're gonna just climb, sidle, crawl, hang your way across to the right. It's gonna be like another Japanese intro for a totally documentary. It's my homework folder. And then you're gonna go over here to the right. There's gonna be this open window. And you know what you're going to do with that open window? You're gonna climb into the open window. Kind of reminds me of Outlast 1 where the two new dudes are at, if you remember that part. It's kind of like that. Except you didn't have to... It's basically the same thing. And you're going to go down here and you're going to see like a whole bunch of things, and then jelly's going to start leaking from the ceiling. You'd be like, this is why you don't store jelly in the ceiling. It goes in the fridge. And then you're going to run down here. Then you're going to turn right and you're going to run down and you're going to see Spaghetti Monster just waving at you. And then he's going to walk away. Then you're going to open this door. Now in here there is a little paper there which you can pick up, or you can just completely ignore and run to the other door. Doesn't matter. You're going to turn left. And as you run down here, you're going to see a shadow. And this shadow is just going to be there. And you can back up. And the shadow doesn't do anything. And then you turn, it disappears, and then it's there again. Then you turn, it's not there, and then it's there. If you just keep staring at the door, eventually Blake will make a sound like he's getting choked. And then the door will open, and the shadow will disappear. Which is weird, but if you're impatient, you can just turn around and look at him, and then he'll disappear, and then it's fine. And then he'll appear over here, and you don't want to run into him because he will kill you right away. And for this, what you're going to want to do is walk up to where this pillar is and turn right. Now for this, you're not getting chased, so you can take your time through here. I use the camera intermittently. Kind of go forward and right, and then around that little turn, and then forward and right again until you get to a corner. Once you're in this little corner, you're going to walk to the left, and you'll see the battery. That's kind of your cue that you're where you need to be. Take a breather right here. Again, this is a part where you're not getting chased yet, so it's good to catch your breath. Once you start getting chased, when you walk forward, he'll appear. You're going to want to run back and just stand at this little bookshelf. You're going to want to stand right here until you see him, and then you're going to just do a little circle around the books. Run over here. Once you see the light, run towards the light. It's this main thing about this, just keep moving towards the light. Then it's going to make you go into a crawl. You're going to go over a whole pile of books. Just a bunch of books. And then you're going to see a thing in the door. You can go run and be like, hello? Hello, sir? Are you there? And you're like, oh, you're not there. And then you're like, what's going on? And then you're going to turn around and you're going to be like, wow, there's a thing. And then everything starts to kind of twist. Get all weird and wonky and warbly, wibbly, wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. So you're going to go through this hall. Everything's kind of twisted like a pixel. And then you're going to go forward. Once you get right about to here, he appears out of nowhere. So you're going to turn around. You're going to just follow Jess. Just follow her. She's going to go to the left. You're going to just keep going right after her and then loop around that bookshelf. You don't even really need to use your camera there, but it's a little easier to see if you want to. Then those two guys are going to pull you. And you're going to be like, oh, that's your face. This is weird. And then they disappear. They stop existing after that, which is really good because you can catch your breath. That door doesn't open. Don't even try it. Don't even bother. It's a waste of time. Then you're going to put this thing up against the wall. Once this is against the wall, you can climb up over top of it, go down below, and then head around this table. Now I'm catching my breath here because you're kind of getting close to another chase scene, sort of. You're going to go down here, and once you get to the bottom, crouch and walk to the left. Right if you're coming... If you're looking up the stairs, turn right. If you're at the bottom, go left. I was just looking up the stairs because it's easier to see. Then you can go through this little area, sidle along, and then you're going to crouch underneath that little gap to the left. Once you go underneath that, you're going to walk around that pole, and you're going to find this door. Go ahead and slide that over to the side. Once that's slid over, you can walk through it. You'll find this little table here. Grab that. You hear lots of screaming above you, and there is a guy who is very slowly walking towards you, like this whole time, but as long as you go remotely quickly, he's not going to catch you. Then you'll jump over that, and a chase scene will begin. I don't really know where the guy that's chasing you is. In fact, I actually lose him this time. I usually don't. Usually the chase keeps happening, but right here, the music just kind of goes back to normal. So I kind of catch my breath here, because I can. But usually I'm getting chased this whole time. I still usually catch my breath there because he's nowhere near you. And then you'll climb up these stairs. Once you get up to the top of the stairs, you're going to turn and go across here. This is normally where you would lose the people who were chasing you earlier. I just happened to lose them a little quick. Once you go across this first board, you're going to go over to the second board. Ignore that guy who was ahead of you. Don't worry about him. You're not gonna find him. You can see there's a bandage down there. I don't even really know where that is. If you do, I mean, you can grab that bandage, I guess, but yeah, you don't need bandages. Who needs those? It's not like we bleed. Once you go up the stairs, though, you're gonna head over here, and you're gonna go back outside, and you're gonna slide. Even though you clearly could see that you were about to slide, you still somehow get caught off guard, and then you fall into a very awkward thing, and then there's the spaghetti monster, and you're like, ah, that's weird. Why is there just a spaghetti monster? And then you're gonna run down here. You're gonna run all the way down the hall. All the way, keep going, keep going, keep going. Then you're gonna turn left. Once you go left, then you're gonna turn right. You can go into the bathroom. You can just open a door, close the door behind you, and then crawl. Go into the prone position and be ready, because Blake's gonna start singing, and the monster's gonna get angry because he doesn't like singing, and he's gonna start hitting on the door, and then you're just gonna crawl into the other one. Just kind of hang out here. Once the door stops banging, get ready to crawl back under it, because he's gonna bang on the door that you're now inside. So you're gonna crawl back over. If he keeps hitting the door, he will break in, which is why you want to switch. But as long as there's a pause between him hitting the door the first time and the second time, it won't break down. It's a weird thing. It's like the door's health recharges or something. I don't know. So you can just keep going between the two. You don't need to like move any farther. And you kind of want to stay at the ones that are close to the exit to the bathroom, because you're going to want to go there right now. As soon as you open this up, he will appear to the left and will start chasing you. It didn't, like, he kind of appeared, but the screen didn't go purple. Like, there was like a brief sound, but then I don't even see him chasing me, which is weird. Either way, you just run down here. I kind of stopped because I'm like, is he chasing me? I don't know. But you could just keep running this entire time. You have enough sprint to be able to make it all the way up here. Right around here, you could take a breather if he's chasing you, and you're going to turn left. Run all the way down to hit a wall, and then turn right. Then you're going to see this door and open up the door. This is where he would normally stop chasing you. Kind of. He's like slow chasing you at this point. And then you're going to go through this door to the right. And then just ignore the paper. Turn through the table. No, turn around. It's the other way. You idiot. Turn. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just got a little bit turned around there. And then you're going to go back into compression land. And you're going to go to the left once you climb out that edge. I don't know why the spaghetti monster wasn't chasing me the whole time. It's weird. Weird things like that happen occasionally during some of the runs. But, I mean, it's convenient. But it also doesn't really change anything. You'll do the same thing either way. Then, if you can't see what's happening, I'm sidling on a board right now. There's a door that's being knocked on. You're like, why would you want to open a door that leads to a drop off and death? It's like, that's weird. Then you're going to leap across, grab onto that, and climb up. Once you climb up, you're going to head over around this little thing and push this metal cart thing out of the way. For being as old and rusted as it is, it slid really well. Then you're going to slide down this. You're going to slide down this little ravine. You want to catch your breath before you do, because you're about to enter a chase scene. So get your breath up there, then fall down, face plant the rocks, and then turn around and start climbing up this. I use my camera just briefly to make sure I don't lose my bearings. Once you get to here, you're going to need to go into a crawl, and you'll actually do this weird like fast crawl, which is weird because you never ever do that any other time. Then you want to get up here and sprint, jump up onto that, sprint again, and then go back into the fast crawl. And then you're going to crawl your whole entire way up to the top. Not a very difficult part. I've never gotten caught there. I don't know why you go into a slow crawl once you actually get to the middle, and then back into a fast crawl, and then you come up here and you close the door. Once you close the door, you're fine. You're no longer being chased, and you can take a breather. Then you're going to want to go back through the open thing. That thing. Yeah, you're going to just go over there. You're going to pull a lever. So there's a lever right there. You're going to pull that, and you're going to want to get out of the way. Like, out of the way of the right, because there's a cart that's going to come flying to the right and smash that. You don't want to get hit by that. Then there's going to be some guys that come up the elevator, so you have to run all the way down here, run through this building, and jump over that, slide under this, and then jump over this. Now, Blake's starting to run out of breath here, so I kind of slow down to catch my breath. They're a little close, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to catch my breath. So just kind of keep an eye on where they're at. They walk slow, so you have enough time to kind of crawl for a little bit, catch your breath, calm down. Like right there, they're nowhere near me, so I just kind of take a breather. Then I run down here, jump across that, turn right. Again, I could see his shadow, so I knew he was kind of close. And then you're going to fall down here. Once you fall down to here, go ahead and sprint the whole way. You should have enough stamina left in just to run all the way down to the elevator. Once you crawl into the elevator, this part will be automatic. He'll close the door, and then he'll smash a button, and the guys disappear. They're nowhere nearby. Now, this is another great point to go and get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, because you fall for a very long time. Once you're done falling, though, you're going to get out of the elevator, walk over here, turn right, walk over here and turn right, and then crouch and go underneath. If you go too slow, that will actually fall. It takes a long time. I mean, it falls right there, but if you just sit there forever, it will also fall. But as long as you go remotely quick, you're fine. Now, this is an area where you will probably use a good portion of your camcorder because it's really dark, but you don't need to when you're not getting chased. So, for example, this part, just keep walking forward and then turn right. You can see I got twisted around there, but it's from where you were going, turn right. So most of the areas, you're just going to keep walking down the dark area and then turn. And then you can see there, I walked down and turned left. I'll turn right again, but left to the way I was backing up. I do a lot of backing up when there's lights, so I can just see something as I'm going and then turn from there. Once you get down to this little part, there's a ladder. You want to walk behind it and then crawl down because you can actually fall down this and hurt yourself. And that's really bad to hurt yourself this far. You don't want to use a bandage. It's a bad place to use a bandage. Then you see Spaghetti Monster come running at you, and it doesn't matter because he can't hurt you. And you're going to go forward, and the thing's going to start to collapse. As it does, you're going to want to turn right, and there's this little gap to the side there. I don't think you can die from getting that collapsed on you. I've never had it kill me, but either way, you're going to find this hole in the wall, and you're going to crawl underneath it. And it's just going to force you forward. There's nothing to do. Once you get through and you can no longer move, though, you're going to want to stand up and walk forward and then jump. Because there's like a little incline and then a ledge to grab onto. Don't need to use your care. Just keep moving forward. Once you stop crawling, stand up, push jump, and you'll climb up. If you need to use the camera, go ahead and use it. We have a decent amount of battery left over at this point. So for this, that guy's going to drop down from the ceiling and then go through that door. And you're just going to kind of hang out here. He doesn't see you. So you want him to go over there. And then you're going to come right down here to where this other door is at. And you're going to open it up. Just preparing. Going to get that door open. Then you're going to walk your way down here. You want to walk towards the end of this before the next guy shows up because you want to make sure you can sprint the whole way. So I take a pause here. Catch my breath. And you walk slowly forward. Slowly forward. And right there, it makes this loud, creepy music. The guy appears. And you're going to want to sprint. Now, you can just go off the lights in the roof of where you need to go. So you don't need to use your camera at all. Once you go past this light, immediately turn left, go in here, and close the door. Don't lock it. Just close it, and then open it back up. Because he stops chasing you, and you want him to actually chase you. So you go out, he'll notice you again, and he'll start chasing you. Then you want to lock the door. Because he's going to now try to break down the door. You're going to go into this little cavernous crack in the wall, and he's going to break down the door. But he's not going to find you because you're over here. Now, a weird thing happens here. Normally, when you're going through this crack, and you look to the right, you will see him walk across. He will walk from the right to the left, and you'll be fine. He didn't do that this time. This is the first time he ever didn't do that, and it terrified me because I didn't know what was happening. So I come out of the crack, I turn, I start to run down, I notice him right there, and he gives me a whack. Normally, I never even get hit. I just could completely avoid him. But this time he saw me, which is why I'm using the camera, because I'm freaking out at this point. This is one of the many heart attacks I was having, and I ran all the way down here. Once you get to here, though, he stops chasing you. So if he does hit you, just run for it. Just keep going. Just book it. and then use a bandage. This is why you want to make sure you grab bandages. I'm just like catching a breath in real life, wiping the sweat from my brow, and then you can go ahead and grab this cart. Then you're gonna grab the cart, pull it back, and there's a weird like thing of a mannequin, baby mannequin on the cart. I don't know what's going on here. You're gonna push that. Once you pull the lever, you push this off to the side. You can go down the area where the cart was at and crawl underneath these boards. Once you crawl underneath the boards, you're going to run forward and kind of around a little turn, and you're going to see the spaghetti monster. And then you're going to turn right. And there's a little hole in the wall there. Let's go through the hole. There you go. Go through the hole. And then you're going to crawl through that. I started having some brain farts at this point because of the anxiety that I was having, because this is like really far into the game to be dying. So you're just going to keep crawling. And at this part, you don't have really any control of what you're doing. You're just crawling, you're just crawling, you're just crawling. Eventually, you'll see some light at the end. And you're just going to keep crawling. So don't worry about it. You don't need to use your camcorder at all. And you can crawl out of this gap. Once you get to the end, you're going to stand up. And then you're going to see a light there. There's going to be these long stairs. Just run straight down the stairs. Don't need any light. You're going to start singing Kumbaya. And then it's going to be more lights. And it's going to get dark. You'll see a light at the end of the thing. Just keep sprinting. Just keep sprinting. You don't need to catch your breath because you're not about to hit a chase scene. So you can just run, 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 run all the way down the stairs. And once you get down to the bottom, you will open the door. Then you'll see whatever that is. Just ignore that. And then you're going to run down here. And you're going to want to turn left. Not right, left. You'll see this gap. Maybe. Because if you notice, a rock just kind of phased into existence there, which means it wasn't really rendering before. But either way, you're just going to walk forward, left, and then kind of crouch once you get to the little stalactites, and then you'll slide down here. Once you drop down to this little area, you're going to splash into some water, you're going to get grabbed, you're going to see valedictorian of her class, and then she's going to tell you how she wants to rule the world, and she thinks she deserves it because she got high grades, and then you're just going to be like, I don't agree with that, I'm going to leave college as a scam. Then you're going to run back here, walk into this little bright area, and you're getting chased at this point, so you want to be careful. You're going to turn right. I use the camera here just to make sure I don't miss this little gap on the left, because you don't want to miss that. Then you're going to run all the way down here. Stick to the left side of this because the cave's about to collapse. And you want to sidle to the left of where the rocks were. There's like a little gap here and you're just going to sidle along. Continue towards the light. And once you get to here, be careful not to break this light. Because if you run past it too quick, it will break. And you want to use it. Because right here, what you're going to do is turn around, look at it, and walk backwards. Kind of look at a degree, like 45 degree, and you'll maybe see this light glow in the distance. It's at a 90-degree turn from there. You'll see the glow from this light. Walk towards it. Now walk straight here. I turned too quick at this part. Once I turn around, I should have waited till I got to the next part, but I turned too quick, and then I ended up by the sparks and got turned around. You want to turn once you actually see the lever that you're supposed to pull, and then go pull the lever right away. Because I took the turn too early and it took too long, valedictorian came through the cave thing and that I had to hide under the water. So if that happens, just hide under the water. Once she goes around the wall, you'll run over here and pull the glowing lever. Then you can run into this tunnel. If you got there and pulled it before she came through the tunnel, you're going to pull it and then hide under the water till she walks over there, then go through here. But since she's already over there, I don't have to. Carefully walk around that. You don't want to hit it too hard with your head or it will break. Then again, walking backwards so you can actually see. Keep going till you see the flashing lever. Good thing that these levers are, you know, flashing and glowing. I mean, probably means there's electricity flowing through them and you're standing in water. But that's totally safe, right? That should be totally okay to do. Either way, after you pull that second lever, you're going to hang out over here next to where the light is, kind of like around the corner of it, and you're just gonna stand here and you're just gonna wait for the top classmate to come through the tunnel, and she's gonna take forever. And what you're watching for is a yellowish light, because the light that's in the cave is like a white light and she's holding a torch that's like an orange light. So you're just going to kind of stand there and then crouch down. Once you see the orange light, crouch down until she walks in. You want to kind of stay far enough back too so she doesn't spot you. She's going to walk into the room and she's going to walk across. Once her shadow blocks her own torchlight, that's about where she's going to turn around. She does like that kind of weird crouchy thing in the corner, and then she turns around. So you want to pop up, catch your breath real quick before she turns around, and then just sit there and wait. Once she goes around the bend, you can stand up out of the water, get your breath, and then slowly follow her into the next room. You don't want to be too close, but you don't want to be too far, because if you're too far behind, she'll turn around and come back in here. But you're going to go through here, and you're going to want to carefully not hit the light again, unlike I do here, because I went too quick past it, and there goes the light. Cool. Now I have to go off of her torchlight. She's right where I want to go. Normally, she kind of walks to the right, but she walked right next to where the wires are this time, which I don't know if that's because I broke the light or just because of earlier messing it up and turning too soon. Either way, I wait for her to walk away from the wires and then just crawl underneath this board. So the best option is to just hang out there because she'll never come up to that board, so you can just hide and wait for her to leave. Once she goes back through the tunnel, walk over to where the wires are. You don't really need to use your camera, but I used it mostly just so you could actually see where I'm going in the video, because otherwise it'd just be pitch dark and you wouldn't be able to tell. Once you get on the other side, you're good to go because there's a light right here and you don't need to pull up your camcorder. And you can run and jump. Make sure you have enough speed. That's why I kind of backed up there and took a second run at it. Then you're going to go up here and you're going to crouch underneath this. Then you're going to go left again, not to the right, to the left, and then you're going to go over here. You're going to push down this cart, and it's going to automatically let go of it once you get far enough, and it'll just go wee. But it's going to go the wrong way. And you're like, oh, no, come back, please. Please, I'm sorry. And then it's going to be like, okay, I forgive you. I'll come back. And then you want to wait. Once it goes past that little gap on its way back, go ahead and pull the lever. Because if you pull it too soon, then it'll get stuck there, and then you have to do it again. It's a pain. If you do that, then it'll swing, it'll go up the hill, and it'll roll back down. But it doesn't have enough speed, so you have to still pull it with it turned to the correct location. And you're just going to pull it back. You don't have to pull it to the very tippity top of this hill. If you see that kind of wooden wall on the left, once you're past that wooden wall with the cart, you can go ahead and let go. That's the spot I've found is high enough to make it actually have the speed to break through there. The spaghetti monster will just kind of flash in your face, and you're gonna be like, "Wah!" and then you're just gonna be gone. Then there's a light on the ceiling. Don't break that light. I don't think you can break that one, but you just don't even try it. Then you're gonna go left. Then you're gonna walk over here, and you're gonna find this ladder with some jelly on it, and then you're gonna crawl down that ladder. And you're gonna keep on climbing down, climbing down, climbing down, climbing down, climbing down, climbing down. That should be a song. Then you're gonna fall. And once you fall into the water, kind of look up using the light that's above you to navigate your way. You're going to walk to the right if facing the ladder, back, and then to the left. If that makes sense, hopefully, in the darkness. And there will be a tunnel. You're not getting chased here, so feel free to kind of take your time. I used my camera because I got a little bit turned around till you see this. Once you're here, catch your breath because the chase scene's about to happen. Then go ahead and sprint. Sprint all the way down here, because Valedictorian is on your tail, and she's like, I'm the highest grades in the class. Stay away from me. Then you're going to want to crouch at this part, because you don't want to crawl. That takes too long. And then it will force you into a crawl, and you can kind of turn your camera on and off to catch the extra speed. You can see I'm crouching again at this part. When you're crouched, you actually have to turn and control your motion. When you're crawling, you don't. It forces you around bends like this and sorts of stuff. So you kind of want to go back and forth as you're crouched and crawling. So right here I'm crawling, so I kind of on and off with the camera, make sure I go to the right. I found the right to be the quickest way. So you can go to the left and then she'll go to the right, but I just like going to the right. I feel safer about it. Then you're going to go down here, turn right, carefully walk across these boards. You're going to get to the last one. You're like, all right, I'm there. And then you're in the water. Look at that light in the distance and just kind of walk at like a 45-degree angle to the left and towards it. Like, don't walk straight to the left, don't walk straight towards it, kind of walk at a 45 till you get around all the stalactites, then you can walk straight for it. There's guys in this water, but they never have spotted me when I've done this, so don't worry about them as long as you just go towards the light and then Once you get close enough, go towards this little campfire. I'm walking slowly here and not sprinting so that I have my breath. Now I'm sprinting because I caught it up. Then you can walk up this. Sometimes they'll spot you right there at that campfire. Sometimes they won't. Either way, you'll run up here, slide down, and you'll lose them if they're chasing you. Then you're going to walk around these little... What's the inverse of a stalactite when it's popping up out of the ground like a light stag tool? The light stag tool? I don't know. You're going to go up here. Once you go up this ladder, there's like a little darkness over to the left, and you're going to go into the darkness, and you're going to crouch. And once you crouch down into the darkness, it's going to make you go forward. You're just going to keep walking, crawling, crouching. You can't really see where you're going, but you just keep going, and you'll eventually get to a point where you can stand up. And that's where this is. And you'll see like a little bit of light. Once you see a little bit of light, that means you can stand up and you can just run. Then you're going to run forward up to this ladder, walk across here, walk over to this ladder, and climb up here. And then you're going to turn left, and you're going to walk across the little board there. Not over there. Over there. Go back. There you go. There you go. There's me. Good job, me. Then you're going to go across this board. You go across, go underneath this little like A-beam shaped upside down V thing, and then you're going to climb up on top of that. And you're going to walk up there. So you're going to climb up on top. Boop. And then you don't want to go back that way because you'll have to jump and you might die. So you're going to want to go this way where you don't have to jump and you don't have to die. You're going to carefully go across there. And you're going to want to go to the left again. It's hard to see, but there is like a gap to the left. You can see I pulled up the camera real quickly, and there's like a little bit of a walkway that you can just go through. And then there's a paper there, but ignore that. We don't care about papers. You're going to walk up here. Once you get up here, you're going to, again, crouch down once you get to the stalactites. And right here. I guess you don't actually have to crouch. You just kind of slide down. Either way, you'll fall down there and you're going to get pixie dust in your face. And you're going to be like, I can fly like Peter Pan. And you try to fly, but then you fall down, you hit your head, and it goes blurry because you tried to fly and you can't fly. What are you, an idiot? And then you're going to walk forward, and then you're going to see your wife doing an impersonation of you. And then valedictorian, you realize it's Jessica, and you didn't realize she had that high grades. And then you're like, what in the world is happening? And then she's going to pull you through into the kitchen where all the jelly was. Then you're going to walk, and you're a child now. It's like, what? How am I a child? Why am I in school? I graduated. I should be away from this. Please don't send me back. And then this guy's like, I'm a guy. And you're like, yeah, you are. And you have a thing on your head. And you're like, did you burn yourself? And it's like, sick burn, bro. And then you're going to run down here. And then you're just going to like make little pitter-patter feet. And then you're going to hear a little mouse squeaky sound. And then you're going to turn around. And you're going to see him go past the window. And then you're going to run over here. And then you're going to go around this turn. And then you're going to see a familiar-looking thing where she's laying on the ground. And then it's like, oh, okay, we're back. Now, once you're back into the cave, you're going to turn around immediately. Walk into the light and then keep going. I use my camera here to just make sure I make it around this turn because this is like the last dark area where you really need your camera. And you're going to, most of the turns here are all right turns. So you're just going to kind of run. If you hit a wall, turn right. That's basically the gist of this. Except for this one where the light is, turn left. But in the darkness, you're mostly going right. And you're going to get to this where it's nice and lit up and you're just going to run the whole way across. I'm not even getting chased at this point, so I catch my breath real quick, which is a good thing to do. You're not really going to get chased anymore after this, but it's a good point to catch your breath. Then you're going upstairs at this point and just run straight. You'll hear sounds, ignore them. There's nothing happening. You can't die. Just keep running straight till you get up to a door. Go ahead, open the door, and look, we're here. I go ahead and turn off the night vision so that it doesn't cause any problems later on. I run out of battery. And she's sitting there, and you're like, oh, did you sit in a jar of jelly? What is wrong with you? And it's like, oh, it's just a waste of jelly. And then you're just going to carry her, and you can do a weird thing with your hand if you try to pull out the camera. It's like, and then you're going to keep walking off to the right. And you're going to be in all this, like, cloudy nonsense stuff and dust and debris and fire and smoke and end of the world. And you just keep going over here around all the trees, and you'll eventually find this little path down at the bottom. And you're going to follow the path, walking nice and slow. Then you can be like, oh, it's so peaceful. Nothing terrible is happening. This is wonderful. And then it's just going to be like, lightning strike. And you're going to be like, oh, no, maybe it is the end of the world. I knew it, 2020. And then you're going to keep going forward. And you're gonna hear they'll be like, oh, we need to find shelter. And you'll be like, no, really? You think you should find shelter right now? And then there's gonna be this little bridge. And you're like, this could be shelter. We could just hide underneath the bridge. That's what you're supposed to do during a tornado, right? Which, I mean, tornado into the world, basically the same situation. But you decide not to do that, and you just keep walking forward. You're gonna find this little area, and there's gonna be this like building off to the left, where there's a ledge. And you're gonna walk up to that ledge, and you're gonna carefully lower her down so that she's safe and she doesn't get hurt. I want to make sure that she stays completely safe. And she's gonna be like, we need to go down there, and you're gonna be like, okay, I got you. I won't let go. I won't let go. And then just like Rose, you let go. And then she falls down. Yeah, see how you like it. And then you fall down here, and you're gonna be like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I feel like it'd been better if you went down and then like caught her as she like crawled down or something. I don't know. And then you're gonna walk over to here. There's gonna be this bed. It's not a very nice bed, but you're gonna use it. So you can lay her down on the bed, and she's gonna be like, I ate too much strawberry jelly. My stomach hurts. And you're gonna be like, yeah, well, that's not what's happened. You should add peanut butter with it. And then Marta May Hoofier is gonna come out of nowhere, and she's gonna be like, I have peanut butter. And you're gonna be like, that's okay, I'm fine. And you're gonna want to walk over here. Now you want to walk to the far wall and make sure that she's somewhat close to you. You don't want her to be too close because she'll kill you, or too far because she will cut you off. You're gonna walk to that little doorway, and a board will fall over, and then you're gonna run across and run up the stairs. Whichever doorway you go to first, the board will fall in front of. And I found it easiest if you go to the one on the right first, and then to the left. Anyway, once you come up here, you're gonna navigate your way around these little doorways, and then walk out here. Once you walk out here, this is basically it, because that is the last chance you have to mess up and die. And Marta is just coming towards you, and you're just like, oh no, Marta's gonna stab me. But then out of nowhere, lightning bolt, and then it's like, thank you, Pikachu, and dead. It's great, such wonderful thing. Just see it, and you're just like, I beat you, Marta. I don't know why Batman would kill his own mother. That would actually be kind of sad, because I mean, it was probably his fault anyway. And then you're just gonna have a sentiment with Lynn, be like, yeah, I agree with that one, and she's gonna be like, yeah, and you're just like, I beat the game finally. You're just gonna start crying, tears of joy, and your arms are literally gonna be shaking. You're just gonna be like jelly, and everything's jelly, and you're just so happy because everything's finally over, and you beat the game. This is it. You finally did it. That's it. But then you have to recollect yourself, because you're like, I don't actually know if you could die at this part. It's like, you could die. There is a fire, and you could probably die in the fire, and that would be the worst possible place to die in this entire game. That would just be embarrassing. So make sure you walk along this path carefully. There's gonna be a fire right there, and you don't want to die by it. You can see I start to have like my last little heart attack, and be like, okay, it's the left. Actually, go left. And then just navigate back around. It's like, no, left. There you go. Around the wooden stick thing. And then keep going along this path. And you'll eventually get to the open area. You'll see the sign. And now you're safe, because there's nothing else. She's going to complain about the jelly one more time. And you're going to be like, I told you to stop eating it. Quit eating the jelly. And then you're going to keep walking forward across this little bridge. You're going to see this little fence thing. And you're going to walk between all the little broken fences, along the path, back up to a familiar little cemetery-ish area where things are going to start flying into the sky, and it's going to be like, is gravity backwards now? I don't understand. These are metal. That doesn't make sense. The wind is blowing sideways, but things are flying up. That's not how science works. And then you're going to walk in here, and you're going to see the statue, and you're going to see this little path, and you can just keep walking up here. Walk towards the sun. Thankfully, it's all lit up. Don't need to use your camcorder anymore. Don't need to use any more battery. And you can finally make it up here. It took you, 3 years and moving to another country and getting another Xbox and another computer and a global pandemic. But you finally were able to make it up here. And finally beat the game. So you're just gonna lay her down there, and she's gonna take a nap because of all the jelly, and there's like a little jelly baby. It's like a little gummy bear. That's what that is. It's just like you see those 5-pound gummy bears. You have one there. She like gives you one, and then Jessica's like, "I want your gummy bear," and you're like, "No, you can't have it." And then this guy's like, "I eat all the gummy bears. Look at me. I've eaten gummy bears since I was a child." And then he's like, "Ah, look at all the jelly. I ate too much and I threw up all the jelly." And then you're just like, that's what you get. You just film him as he's drooling jelly everywhere. And then you're just like, "Oh, my wife's over there. And she's taking a nap because she's in a sugar coma from eating all of the gummy bears." And then you're like, "I'm just going to walk outside now. Enjoy the sunset with my giant 5-pound gummy bear." Just wrap the gummy bear, and then that lady who you remember from earlier, she's hanging out in the town square, and you're just gonna keep heading down here with your 5-pound gummy bear, and you're gonna see the well, and Timmy's not in the well anymore, and thankfully I think he finally found his dog, and they went to live happily ever after. And you're just gonna find Jessica to live happily ever after, because you have now completed Outlast 2 on Insane without reloading the batteries in your camcorder or hiding in any barrel or closet. And you beat it in under 4 hours. This total run was 2 hours and 37 minutes prior to editing everything. And the credits are now going to roll. And you're going to live a happy life because the thing that has been haunting you for years is finally done. It only took 3 years, 2 different Xboxes, 2 different computers, moving to another country, and a global pandemic, but finally got the achievement. And that's what's important in life, is getting those achievables. Especially this one, because you now have the 4 rare achievements: Asahel, Prophet, Saint, and the infamous Messiah, for a total of 250 gamer score, all in one go. It was a long time making this guide. I hope you enjoyed it, and tune into Gamers Guide and the Gamers Guide channel on Xbox Club for more achievement tips, shorts, and guides. See y'all later, folks.